Hey there, everybody. It's Mark at campgroundviews.com. I'm coming to you live from inside my RV. I don't know if you know our background. You probably don't care really, but my wife and I are full-time RVers, been full-time RVers for going on 11 years this June. And we run campgroundviews.com, created it on the road because we saw the problem of finding campgrounds and RV parks, and have worked kind of quietly behind the scenes to build out this resource for you to find campgrounds and RV parks. Through that, what we've done, we've spent a lot of time connecting and engaging with park owners. And obviously, as we're going through this COVID-19 coronavirus, China flu, whatever the heck you want to call it, we've been going through this this national emergency right now. We've really kind of leveraged our resources to help you. So I wanted to jump on here real fast and talk about what's going on within the campground and RV park industry as we see all these states doing these stay-at-home orders and these non-essential business owners. There's a lot of really rapid changing updates going on right now, and I'm going to come on a little bit more often with these live videos to help you kind of get a good perspective on where you need to go, what you need to know, and all that type of stuff. If you have any specific questions, feel free to use the chat. I'll jump over that, especially if you're looking for places to stay or whatnot. So let me start by where we're at. Where we're at right now is there's about 13 states that either have a stay-at-home order or a non-essential businesses have to close order. The real canaries in the coal mine were New York, California, and Pennsylvania. Those came last week. And when those happened, you probably didn't see it. I actually didn't see it. Behind the scenes, there are associations that represent all of these private parks, primarily private parks within those states, private RV parks and campgrounds. Those associations went to work contacting local legislatures and the governors saying, hey, we're an essential business. You can't shut us down. And their main argument was there's a lot of full-time RVers that rely upon these places to stay. You need the electric hookups, you need the water, you need the sewer, and you want to stay in these parks. And successfully, Pennsylvania, New York, and California were able to get some exemptions. Now, they're thin exemptions. So number one, they're not going to be open as a vacation destination. You can't go to a campground or RV park in those states on vacation. They're open as essential businesses, meaning people who are staying there don't have another alternative or another place to go, and they need to house there. Generally speaking, they'll be closing amenities like pools, game rooms, and all that type of stuff, anywhere where you can gather. The main thing is they don't want folks to gather. And so we're starting to see that play out across the state or across the country. And every time it happens in another state outside of those first few, you're seeing the same thing where those states all of a sudden issue the non-essential businesses. The parks then are categorized as non-essential, and they need to reach out and say, hey, wait a second, we've got people living here. Where do you want them to go? A Walmart? And then the state says, oh yeah, you're right, we didn't even think about that. We'll give you an exemption. And it starts creating a lot of confusion in the marketplace. So that's what's going on right now. We've got this state rules impacting private parks, and then the chaos that ensues around it. For you as a camper, you're probably experiencing this with a lot of the public parks. So the state parks are shutting down. We're seeing a lot of individual forests shutting down their camping. And we're seeing this around the country. So the first one was like New Mexico, and then you saw Florida, and all these other states, California, are shutting down their public parks. I don't want to get into a conversation about why that is. All we know is that it's a public agency and they have the reasons they're shutting it down, and they're kind of ignoring the other uses that go on within those campgrounds. Their primary reason for doing all this is the overall premise that they want to be able to protect the citizens and, flatten that curve, as they say, so that the spread is not going wide. So we're seeing the public parks by and large shut down, and they shut down overnight. Literally, you're going to notice all of a sudden, hey, you need to shut down, and the parks then need to shut down. So it's kind of crazy. It's definitely impacting folks, and they are being left to go to the private parks. And so that's what I wanted to really share with you, is that the private parks by and large are open for business if they're open for business. That being said, we're also hearing some rumors that people are calling into places and the parks are saying they're not open to new arrivals. And, it leaves you kind of in a weird spot, right? You're looking for a place to stay and they're saying they don't take new arrivals. Recognize that it's probably not the park dictating that. It's probably the local health association, government agency saying, yeah, you can stay open, but you can't take new customers. We saw this in Clear Lake County today, in Sacramento County in California. We've seen this in the Moab area of Utah, in southwest Colorado, in Texas. We've seen that recently, and we're also seeing it in other areas also. What does that mean? it means the government's in charge, right? You can't really override some of these orders. So it's just something to be really aware of. If you hear the noise in the background, we actually are holed up at my brother's place, and so the kids are out there playing. So I apologize about that. I've tried to keep them quiet, but that's the noise going on. You know, everybody's going through this, and obviously we're going through it too. So when you're out on the road, you're looking for a place to go. What we've done is we went ahead and created a resource that we're building up rapidly, because I know the biggest question, the biggest concern for a lot of folks that are currently camping is, where the heck do I go? Especially I'm a full-timer. Where do I go? Where can I stay at? Who's open and who's taking me? So the domain name that you can quickly type in is wherecanicampnow.com. And if you do that, it's going to redirect you to a search result at campgroundviews.com. And what we're doing is we're quickly flagging, we're contacting the parks, making sure that they're accepting new campers, and we're adding them to that list. So you'll find there's probably about 75 parks on there already. We just started this about 2 hours ago, so we're really building it up quickly. We're contacting the parks, making sure they're available, and we should have a few hundred parks on there in the next 24 to 48 hours for you to reference. These would be parks that are open right now, accepting new guests. As you go to these parks, my word of advice is use caution. If you show any of the symptoms that they talk about, please don't travel. Please hole up wherever you're at and don't travel. Obviously, it's a dynamic situation. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. You can ping me in the comment section of this video or any of the videos at campgroundviews.com. You can reach out to us at campgroundviews.com. We also have a Facebook page. Any way you reach out to us, especially if you need help, if you're looking for a park, we can help connect you with parks that are out there. We have wide resources across the country. We have a wide network. We're interacting with a whole large number of parks, so we can get you placed. If you absolutely need to get somewhere, we can get you there. We also work with a number of parks that are kind of out in the middle of nowhere, which would be a good spot to go for the time being. But if you need help, just message us and let us know. I don't see any chats on here yet, but just let me know. As for the current situation, what my recommendation would be for you, if you're a full-time RVer, somebody who lives in their RV, my recommendation for you is, in the short term, either today or tomorrow, if you haven't already, find a place where you can stay still for the next 2 weeks on the short end, more likely month to 2 months. Find a place where you can hole up and stay for that time period. You want to consider a few things in your decision set there. So on one side, you might want to go out into the middle of nowhere. I like that idea myself. I'd love to be out in the middle of nowhere, but in my case, I have young kids, I have a baby, so I needed to find a place that was relatively close to medical centers and also relatively close to supplies. And so that was why we're at where we're at. We're in Southern California at my brother's place. Obviously, we're within California, so we have the restrictions that are in place here, which aren't that much fun, but it's a beautiful area, and so we're okay with that. So make those decisions based upon your needs. Either go to a rural area if you can store and you can have enough supplies and you're healthy and not having any issues, or a very rural area may be best. But if you have potential health needs and you need to be around a hospital or whatnot, then going more local into an area that's either a suburb or even maybe potentially an urban area. I don't know if I'd want to go into an urban area, but being smart with where you're going, that would be advisable for you. So I'll do more of these. If you ask me questions, feel free to ask me any questions. I will help you out as best I can. Okay, so Beeville RV Park in Beeville, Texas will rent for 75% of the normal rates during crisis. That's very nice of you, and we're seeing more of that. So Beeville RV Park in Beeville, Texas is open for guests coming there. Great key, and make sure to go list your park at Where Can I Camp Now, so that we can get you listed on there. Also, take advantage of these other solutions that are out there and these parks that are working for you. RV park owners, by and large, are small business owners, mom and pops who run one park. This is their livelihood. They're here to help you. They understand. A lot of them are RVers too. So I hope you're doing well. Be safe, be healthy, and I'll talk to you later. I'm Mark Kepp with campgroundviews.com.